Well, boys, we're in the season of Thanksgiving, and Brad, what are you thankful for?
Estival. I am thankful for Estival.
You know, I'm thankful for Arsenal. Sean, what do you have to be thankful for in this season of Thanksgiving? This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. With me tonight is Brad. He supports Chelsea. And down below is Sean. He supports Tottenham Hotspur. Gentlemen, good day. Hello. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving week from America.
Happy Thanksgiving week. It is truly a week to be thankful for things.
And what you can be thankful for, dear listeners, is that the day before Thanksgiving in America and the day after Thanksgiving in America, you will have 2 episodes of Red Card Radio this week. You'll have the episode that you're listening to today on Wednesday, and then on Friday, we'll have our preview episode of round 13 in the Premier League. So, honestly, it's a tremendous week for you. So, be thankful for that. And while you're at it, you can, if you're new and you just stumbled upon this podcast, you can hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell. If you're on the podcast site, follow, 5-star review, whatever your platform so allows. All those things help us out tremendously. And we would be eternally thankful for those things. And then you would be alerted to when new Red Card Radio is at your phone or YouTube or computer, wherever you would potentially listen to this. So like that seems like a win-win for all parties involved. Yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
And speaking of win-win situations, I was thinking about Arsenal and the win-win situation at the Emirates this weekend. Sean, would you agree that it was a win-win situation for all parties involved at the Emirates this weekend?
No, why would it be a win for us?
Well, just because you got to come and play a game of football and, you know, your fans got to watch your team play football and everybody left with the expected result and everybody had a good time?
No, and the worst part is we have to play PSG today, so that's fun times.
Yeah, I actually saw that. Well, to be fair, you guys played PSG really close in the Super Cup, right? Like, you guys should have won the Super Cup.
But this ain't the Super Cup.
What?
This ain't the Super Cup.
True, it's not the Super Cup. That's right. That's
PSG is going to be taking this seriously.
So
look, London teams should beat PSG in big tournaments.
Yes, the very prestigious
my club won
summer preseason tournament. Yes, very prestigious summer preseason tournament. That
summer
Chelsea
Club
won.
World Cup tournament. That's going to have a badge right here whenever I get the new kit.
That is an obnoxiously disgusting huge circle on the front of your shirts. This is a tangent.
Amazing.
This is a tangent.
Huge tangent.
The ones for winning the UEFA Super Cup, I think, look a lot better. It's a much smaller crest. That FIFA Club World Cup is obnoxiously large. But getting back to the point at hand, Spurs Arsenal won the game 4-1 at the Emirates. Eberechi as a hat trick, the first hat trick in a North London derby since 1978. There's actually only been 4 hat tricks in like the 120 or so, however many North London derbies there have been in history in the league. There's only been 4. Eze's hat trick at the weekend for Arsenal tied it up 2 apiece. So now there's been 2 for Arsenal, 2 for Tottenham. It was a good game. No complaints. 10 out of 10 would do again.
Yeah. At no point after kickoff did I feel like there was a chance we would win that game.
Yeah.
It was immediate, with immediate effect.
It's funny because that was essentially my reflection at halftime. Is I was taking notes because I watched it afterwards. And so I was, instead of bombarding you guys with texts as I was watching it, I just kind of created some notes as I was watching it. And my takeaway at halftime was, did Spurs even get a kick in the first half? I don't think that they did. Like, it was absolute Arsenal domination the entire game. And the only goal you guys scored, honestly, I think it was the only shot you had on target was Zubimendi getting caught in possession 45 yards away from goal, and Richarlison just first timing it over David Raya, who was out in the defensive line passing it around with his defenders, right? And so that was all you guys had for the entire game.
I didn't even celebrate it.
I mean,
we scored it, and I was like, okay. That's just like, all right, well, this is a formality. Congrats on that.
I was very upset that it went in. Well, I was very upset that Zubimendi lost, because, I mean, like, Arsenal have been very, very stout defensively. And I think that the result also, the goal notwithstanding, does point to Arsenal being very good defensively in this game. But it was a very cheap goal to give away. And especially after the third Arsenal goal, my entire thought process was clean sheet. And then it, was gone. But
then a pigeon had to get in the way.
It was well struck. I mean, it was well struck. Where I've seen a lot of complaints on Tottenham Twitter now that it seemed like, and maybe this is just confirmation bias or just like I am not involved in Spurs Twitter, and so I only see bits and pieces, the stuff that hits the algorithm, right? And so like it seems like people are frustrated with Thomas Frank, upset with Thomas Frank. Like, do you get that feeling, Sean, or is it just it was Arsenal, and Arsenal have been one of the best teams in Europe this year?
I think the frustration lies from when you were at Brentford, you had a fairly prolific attack. Like that Brentford were not known. It's not like hiring Nuno, like where we're playing solid defense first and then we'll figure out offense later. Like Brentford could get after it if you are not ready. If you were not prepared for Brentford, it could get ugly quick.
Especially last year. Last year, Brentford scored a heap of goals very quickly.
Yeah, and I think that's the frustration of why are you playing 5 at the back against Arsenal? Where did this come from? Like, why are you doing this? I think that's the frustration is you're overthinking it. Just play Thomas Frank ball.
Okay.
And
sure.
Yeah, I think that's the frustration.
But does Thomas Frank ball work at Spurs, right? Because like you just said it, you were caught off guard by Brentford. It wasn't like teams are automatically set up for defense. Now, against Arsenal, 100%, I don't understand the 5 at the back either, because like go for it, because both teams are going to go for it, right? But like,
are you saying
why not? Huh?
Are you saying that against Tottenham, people are going to set up in a more defensive, like the smaller teams are going to set up in a low block against Tottenham, whereas they won't do that against Brentford?
Right. Yes, that's
they
what.
didn't do it against
Brentford gets to play more freely because the other team is there to play the game, not get a point.
I think that's probably a fair assessment to a degree.
So I think, I mean, time will tell, right? Like, can he adapt to a bigger club? I think he can. I think Thomas Frank is a really good coach. I think it's going to take some time for him to figure out, like, what is this like leading a big 6 club, a top 6 club? How do I need to stop thinking about the opposition and start thinking about my team and playing my ball. To your point, Sean.
He also, like, people seem to forget that Thomas Frank has not brought in or shipped anyone out. This is, for all intents and purposes, this is Ange Postecoglou's roster.
To a point. I mean, you guys signed Mohamed Kudus in the summer, and you got Xavi Simons. You got Kolo Muani this summer. So, I mean, like, there are a lot of dynamic attacking players that came into the team. I think missing Dom Solanke is probably hurting you because Solanke is obviously a better center forward than Richarlison. And so I think that Dom Solanke gives you a different and a more effective look up top and will link up with Kudus and Xavi Simons and those types of player better. I think Kolo Muani is also injured, isn't he? At the moment. And so, like, you certainly are missing. What, Brad?
He's back. But
he's not full fitness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like he got 30 minutes against you guys.
No, he didn't. Did he come on the field?
Yeah, he played. He took Odegaard's spot.
Okay. Well,
Dang.
I entirely missed that, and I watched the whole game.
you need to cross midfield before your attackers get the ball. So that's probably why you didn't see him.
Okay.
Well, hey, to Thomas Frank's credit, he did switch the system at halftime.
That's true.
Denzo went out for a Xavi. So
Oh, great! It's 3-0. Fantastic.
What are you gonna do? Pull the
plug? Okay.
I mean, but let's be real, like a 36-minute goal, 41-minute. I didn't watch the game, but looking at when the goals occurred, 36th minute and 41st minute, what's he supposed to do? Pull the plug after the second goal?
Well, the bigger issue is Thomas Frank made a plan at halftime, and then a minute in, Arsenal press Spurs and steal a goal.
Correct.
Right, and that kills the game, because if Thomas Frank is able to get into halftime down 2-0, yes, that's an awful score, but he wants to change the system and bring players on and let them try and cook. Getting pressed in your own half, losing the ball, and then giving up a goal less than a minute into the second half just kills it for you. It just kills the game.
Yeah.
And so,
but also, like, okay, he changed the strategy at halftime, down 2-3 goals. Okay, that's like a headline of toddler learns stove is hot after burning all 10 fingers, like one at a time. Like, okay, like at what point, like, should you have done this a long time ago?
Sure, but like at the same time, had the 5 at the back worked how he envisioned it, with getting like you're bringing an extra defender so your wingbacks can attack, but the press stop that, right? But let's say it worked, then you're like, oh, he changed the system. He's a genius.
I mean, yeah,
right? Like the result dictates that.
Yeah, you're essentially just you're saying that you're just kind of like, hindsight is 2020 in this regard. That, like, yes, clearly he would have looked vindicated had he gotten the tactics right and it had worked. But I think to Sean's point is that you could see that it wasn't working earlier than.
You could see that it wasn't working 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
This is not going well.
Yeah.
We need to change it before we give up a goal.
So it's tough, but yeah.
But also, I don't know why. It was a great game, probably for you, James. But I don't see why Tottenham Twitter is calling for Thomas Frank's head. You are 8 places
higher than they were.
Higher than you right now.
Well, also
8 places.
And objectively, like, they're just playing better football, I think. From a holistic perspective, from the front to the back.
I think so too.
Maybe Tottenham look a little bit less dangerous in attack, less likely to score a goal at any moment, but they do look more resolute on defense. So I'll get you want to take the last word, or you good, Sean?
Look more resolute on defense. I think a sheet of parchment paper would look more resolute on defense than our defense last year. So it's not being an improvement on last is not very much. By going to 19th worst is not that much of an improvement. But I take your point.
The weekend was capped off for Arsenal pretty tremendously, with Liverpool dropping points, losing, and City also losing. So Liverpool lose 3-0 at home to Forest. City lose 2-1 away at St. James's Park. Which of those results is more surprising to you?
Liverpool getting dunked on.
Okay.
At Anfield, to lose 3-0 at Anfield? What? Whoa,
yeah. I think
Sean Dyching everybody.
I kind of have to. I think I have to agree with you,
because like Newcastle can pull a result out at St. James Park. Like they can get something there. Like that's not a shocker.
Every team in the league is vulnerable at St. James's Park.
Right. I don't think, and Haaland didn't score, so you did your job there, right?
I think, Brad, you might want to take your hat off to this. When Arsenal win next week, we will be crowning Arsenal champions of the league in November on November 30th. Champions of the league.
I know.
Bro, that's what the fanfare says on the.
This is Friday's conversation. Don't worry, Chelsea's not letting that happen.
Well, if you're
Preview.
interested,
That's all the chatter that with Liverpool losing again, City struggling the way they are, that it's Arsenal all the way. That's what I keep reading.
Guys, I have to scroll on the table to find Liverpool.
I mean,
This is amazing.
I did laugh.
Wait.
They were like, "Who wants to bet that Sky Sports has a top 11 top half tomorrow?" And sure enough, they did the thing. They had the top half was 11 places.
Who had? Wait. We should probably look to the sheets because did anybody have Everton above Liverpool at any point in the table?
Of course not, and they won't finish above. Everton will not finish above Liverpool. So
who had Liverpool giving up 20 goals? But
Sean, to your point, no, Arsenal will not have won the league in November, but Liverpool certainly have lost the league in November. You can lose a league, you can lose your ability to win a league in November, but you can't have won it. So I think it's not a tremendous number of points that they're out. What are they out? 9 points
11.
Right now?
11.
11 points. That's not an insurmountable number of points with 26 games left to play. That's not an insurmountable number of points, but the issue is that this Liverpool team will not be perfect for the rest of the year. You know what I mean? Like, that's the issue, is that they won't be perfect for the rest of the year. And neither will Arsenal, but or Chelsea or City. But yeah, there's just they have played themselves out of contention by November. So you can't win a league, but you definitely can lose a league. Yeah, I agree with you in general, Brad. Losing at home to Nottingham Forest is kind of a big upset for Liverpool.
But at the same time, this team is built for a Sean Dyche type manager, not an Ange Ball type manager.
You're talking about Forest, yeah.
Yeah, Forest. Forest is built now for their manager.
Who was their coach last year? I can't remember.
Nuno.
Oh, it was Nuno. And Nuno at the beginning of the year. Yeah, that's
this
right.
Year.
That's right. Yeah.
It was Nuno this year.
That's right. That's right. Well, Nuno came in midway at some point was it 2 years ago? He came in at the end.
2 years ago.
He came in at the end of the season in 24.
Yep.
Okay. In 24-25, he was the manager the whole year. Got it. Okay. And they had their best ever finish, or best finish in years.
Not best ever, but yeah.
Yeah, not ever, but best finish in a long time. Okay. I'm remembering now. Yeah, clearly this was a the Ange experiment was clearly a square peg round hole situation.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool had the shots, they just couldn't get anything on target. This game could have ended 2-2, it looks like, based on XG, and nobody would have been mad. But, like, again, your XG is 2-2, and your Anfield and your Liverpool, champions of the Premier League, to Nottingham Forest that started in the relegation zone this weekend. Like, yeah, this is a flop. Like, I don't know. Does Slot who is in more trouble? Amarim or Slot? Whose seat is hotter?
None of the above. Neither manager will lose their job this year. But it's who it's
Hey, look, here's the
good
thing,
question.
Right? You can't beat the team that was 17th, 18th, or you can't beat the team that fought themselves.
Well, the thing about the Amarim situation is that United don't have any money to sack him. And even if Amarim says, "I'll walk away and you don't have to owe me anything," which is essentially what he said at the end of last year, United, this was the same question that you guys asked me when Arteta was struggling. Is my retort was, well, who would United sign that's better than what Amarim gives them in the moment? And I'm not sure that there's really anyone, especially with the purchases they've made over the summer. They kind of, I feel, are committed to Amarim in a sense. But Arne Slot is also not in any. Liverpool are not a club that hastily sack managers. So I think Arne Slot has well into next season before those conversations start happening.
You keep dropping the ball like this, and I don't know, bro.
Okay, but I guess my thought process is that Liverpool won't keep dropping the ball like this.
Well, they spent 400 million in attack. How much did they spend overall?
About 450, I think, total.
I think it's more like 5, 6.
I don't think so, but we don't have. I mean, you could pull up transfer market real quick.
I'm not. They spent all of this money, and you're 12th.
Yeah, it's not what they planned. Clearly not what they planned.
Right? You bought the best striker in the Premier League and can't win a game when he starts.
That is a bit strange that
isn't it?
Isak is struggling this hard with a team that has objectively better creative players around him.
Yep. Well, but again, though, we saw Isak play at Newcastle United. Do teams play a low block against Newcastle United?
No, of course not.
So, like, can he transfer to playing that way, right? It's the same questions I have about Delap. Can Delap play against a low block?
Delap's biggest issue is whether or not he can keep his head screwed onto his shoulders and not
do dumb stuff,
do idiotic things and fly off the hook all the time. Anything else? Honestly, it wasn't really a tremendously interesting weekend. You can see that we didn't lead this podcast off with Chelsea. We said that the only way that we would lead this specific podcast off with Chelsea is if Burnley beat Chelsea, which of course did not happen. So,
nope, and neither did Barcelona. Let's go.
Okay.
Yes.
Well done, Brad. Aston Villa are sneakily up to 4th position after not scoring a goal for the first 5 match weeks. We need to let that sink in. They did not score a goal for 5 rounds of football.
That's crazy. It now has 15 goals. Have now scored more goals. Yeah. Nope. Sunderland. And that's it. Never mind.
So, what was the point you were about to make? Was it a Chelsea point, Brad?
No. I was going to say how many goals they've scored in 7 weeks.
Okay.
It's 15, but like there's Chris Potts scored 16, so they're close. But that's awesome. That's a defensively sound team.
Would you expect anything else from Unai Emery?
No, and playing on Thursday nights. But we glossed over the punch.
Okay.
We glossed over Everton knocking them.
Oh, true. That's true.
His own person gets a red card.
Yep.
I didn't know it was possible. And then they still won the game.
Yes. So United Everton ends 1-0 after the Everton player. Who was it? What was his name? Onana? Who?
No,
Gay.
Gay.
Yeah, he gets sent off in the 13th minute for fighting. What's the center back's name? Number 5. It was Keane.
Roy Keane.
Yeah. So they get into an argument after they give up the ball outside of their box.
Decidedly not Roy Keane. I can guarantee you that.
It's not Roy Keane. Did I say Roy Keane?
No.
Or was it Brad?
Michael Keane. My bad, Michael Keane.
It is 100%.
You know what I was thinking?
And you want to know why it's not Roy Keane? Because if it was Roy Keane would have dropped.
He would have punched him back.
Yes.
There would have been two red cards.
You know what I was thinking, though? It was Roy Kent. From Ted Lasso. That's what I was thinking. So we've been binging that again.
Oh, it's
I was thinking about Roy Keane.
It's from Ted Lasso. That's why I didn't understand it. Yeah. So and this is the fantastic thing about this result is that the red card happens at the 13th minute. Everton score in the 29th minute, and United for 77 minutes plus stoppage time cannot score a goal. Cannot do anything at home at Old Trafford. That's a tremendously disappointing result for Manchester United.
Huge loss.
When I look at their bench, clearly they were slightly depleted, no Shesko, no Cunha on the bench. And so like they were depleted to a degree in their attacking options. They had to rely on last year's hotness Xerxes, and he contributed to getting Ten Hag sacked because he wasn't very good. So I mean, yeah, it's a big drop off going from Mbeumo, Cunha, Sesko to Mbeumo, Diallo, and Xerxes. That's a tremendous drop off.
Yeah, but Mbeumo didn't do anything either.
Sure, but okay, but look at it this way: if you're a defense and you have to contain Mbeumo, Cunha, and Sesko, you're going to have a harder time containing any number of them because all three of them are there. If Mbeumo is rocking up with his boy Diallo and Xerxes, who do you think the defense is worried about in this situation?
Oh, Mbeumo.
Exactly.
Well, maybe Diallo. Diallo was a bit of a baller last year at some parts, but mostly Mbeumo.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Is that it's much easier to focus on the one dude than all three. And so it's a great result for David Moyes and the boys.
Yeah.
So
Dewsbury Hall with a great goal.
Is he still on the books at Chelsea? Is he on loan or?
No, we sold him.
Okay.
That was a sold to the what do they call it? The Blue Mafia.
Oh, it was an internal Blue Mafia deal.
Yeah, this was a Leah EFC calls it the Blue Mafia, and she's like an incredible troll on Twitter. So we rep that. Leah EFC.
Oh,
she's a strong troll.
I thought it was a he, but I could be wrong.
Or he, I don't know, whichever. Strong troll. So we rep that. I know because even Sean's given that person props. No. Leah EFC.
Oh yeah.
Lee. Amazing troll. But and she coined they coined the Blue Mafia.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Legendary run this year.
Legendary.
Did you guys see the major news story from the Premier League this week? We're going to end on this, and it's going to be real quick. But that we're getting a new set of financial rules next year.
Yes, I did see that.
Getting rid of PSR, and we're bringing SCR in. So, yes. friendship over with PSR. SCR is new best friend. So
seasonal.
It stands for squad cost ratio.
85%. You can go over, but you have to get it back under within a certain time frame.
Yeah.
But you can spend 85% of your revenue can be spent on your team.
So it's essentially a salary cap. How long?
Not quite, because they said no to a salary cap. It's a little bit more flexible than that.
Well, it's only flexible insofar as it's flexible. It's a different number per team.
Yeah, exactly.
But there is a theoretical cap that each club, unless you just make up sponsorship, which I guess is an option for some clubs. I don't know.
Hey,
that's an idea.
We'll find out if that's legit or not soon.
Check back with us on Friday. Let us know what you think of the league, of the games that happened last weekend. If you're watching anything, if you think we missed anything, let us know in the comments below. Find us on Twitter. Brad is at KSBradG. Sean is at Whiteheart_Sean. I am at James Tiffany. Collectively, we can be reached at redcard_radio. We'll be back Friday with a preview of round 13. I think it's going to be a good one. I highly encourage you to come back and view that one for yourself. Until then, I hope you have a good time. Enjoy the Champions League and Europa League stuff on Wednesday and Thursday. If you're in America, happy Thanksgiving. And we will be back on Friday. Until then, have a good one, and we will talk to you soon.